Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel. If you see strange views behind our backs, it's because today we're filming on the famous Postiguet beach here in Alicante town. From here today we'll be giving you all the latest news update from Spain and Benidorm's region. First of all, let's talk about the situation. As you all know, we don't have the exact details from the weekend. In fact, we did not receive it for the last 3, 4 or even 5 days. The last data that we knew was that the cases were growing back again. We had a slight drop and now it's increasing once again. However, the index grew just by 25 points in 4 days, so it's not as bad as it seemed. Here in Valencian region, obviously after Fallas and after all the celebrations, cases started to grow, which is something that we've expected to happen because if you're celebrating, if you're outside with a huge crowd of people, it's normal that the cases would grow. So it's not something that we were surprised about when we've seen the actual numbers. In general, today is a very important day for Spain because starting from now on, from this Monday, people that are positive cases or that are suspected to be positive cases don't need to self-isolate or self-quarantine anymore. They're still able to do the basic job. They're able to go to work if they want to. Children are able to go to school. They're able to go anywhere that they want. Of course, the government says and recommends to minimize the amount of contact and always use a mask and sanitize your hands and use precautions. But you can go outside and you're not able to spend all the time inside at home locked down for all the entire week, which is a good news for some, not as good for the others. And also the testing is officially over, which means that the government and hospitals will not test everyone. There's not going to be massive testing anymore, only for those for whom the doctor will consider this as a necessary measure, those who have severe symptoms or the probability of getting severe symptoms, especially older than 60, people with chronic illnesses and etc. Vulnerable people here in Spain, only them will get the test. The others who have light symptoms or without symptoms, no testing needed anymore, which is a good news. Regarding the masks or the travel form, we still don't know anything. Probably at the end of this week, the government will give us an update, and obviously I'll let you know as soon as we will have some more fresh news about masks indoors and the travel form to be able to come to Spain. The second news that I wanted to share with you is the news that's coming from all the entire Valencian region and not only from Benidorm. You know that all the prices were rising up, and summing up the protests that we have in the transport sector, that they're basically not working right now. It's indefinite total stop. What's happening is that a lot of business owners, bars, restaurants and cafeterias are starting to increase the prices for menus and for plates inside their restaurants. So for example, if before you were able to purchase a full meal, a full menu including a drink or bread or dessert, for example, in some of the restaurants in Benidorm, right now the same menu would cost you more or less between 10 and 50 cents more per person. It's not a huge increase, but we've started to notice it already, and we don't know up until when the prices will continue rising, if the situation will remain the same with the transport system. The hosteleria sector has officially increased the prices by more or less 10%, and especially the issues are there is no lag. There's just decrease in quantity in milk and dairy products in general, as well as the oils to fry something. You know that here in Spain we have a lot of fish and sea products that are usually fried. The Spanish croquetas are also a fried dish. So we need a specific oil to fry it. Olive oil does not go with it. And since there is quite a huge decrease in the amount of oil that's been introduced to Spain, imported to Spain, it's a true issue. The other thing is, in terms of fish and sea products and meat as well, there are regions which do not suffer a lot with it. However, others do, and some of them are even forced to change the menu and change their entire cart because they're not able to provide the products necessary to be able to cook these main and typical Spanish meals sometimes. What our bars and restaurants here in Benidorm do is that instead of buying products for 1 week, so week by week, what they did to ensure that there is basically the amount of product necessary for All Saint Week and for the Easter, because there's supposed to be a huge amount of tourists coming. So to ensure the bar or restaurant will not be forced to shut down, they're buying for a month's supply. Obviously, this is 3-4 times more than they usually spend at once. And not all bars and restaurants have this money, so it's very, very difficult for them, which is why they are also forced to increase the prices just a little bit. If you've been here in Benidorm not so long ago and you've returned recently, right now, let me know if you've noticed the increase in prices in our local bars, restaurants or cafeterias. And if you're interested to know which kind of typical meals Benidorm and our region is offering for tourists and traditional meal lovers, you can go to the video of our tapas alley and typical Spanish bars. We have 2 of these videos. I'm gonna put them here in the comment linked below this video. You can check them out, and there we tried traditional Spanish rice, patatas bravas, croquetas, pulpo, which is octopus a la gallega, typical Spanish dishes including pinchos. If you love this type of traditional food, make sure you check this out so that for your next visit you will try these amazing places out. And the second news comes once again from Benidorm town. Let me know if you've noticed that in the last few years there are way more ATM machines that are of no bank. They're just international kind of ATM machines that grew up like mushrooms in the most touristic areas in Benidorm. This has happened not only in Benidorm but also in Alicante and in a lot of other regions here around the Mediterranean Sea line. However, in Benidorm, the municipal hall has been checking all these ATMs to make sure that they are legal and valid, because people were giving some complaints to the police office that they took its card, the card was not given back, or the money was not given back, or withdrawal, so it was a strange situation. And right now the municipal hall has discovered that more or less 30 of these ATMs, international ATMs, are illegal. They don't have corresponding licenses or permits necessary to be able to put in place, for example, on the street or inside of any kind of building. Wow, there's a very strong wind today here. So basically this is what's happening. What Benidorm Municipal Hall decided to do with these is to make sure that they're illegal. They've given some time for these companies to get the necessary license to be able to put their machines inside of buildings, or basically put them down on the street, as some of them are. Like in between just a normal pedestrian road, there is a huge ATM machine. So they made sure that they were giving enough time for it. However, surprise, surprise, the owners of these ATM machines did not do anything. So the municipal hall will be closing them down shortly. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of these ATM machines shut down, or like put with a line like this, with a cord or with something saying that don't use this machine. And this is happening for quite a few years already. Before, a lot of people were using traditional bank ATMs. However, these companies, they've seen, these like international companies, they've seen that there are a lot of tourists and there are no ATMs. So what they did is just to put them as mushrooms everywhere. They grew from one day to the other. If you will be right now soon in Benidorm, check this out. They are mostly in the Rincon de Loix area, which is not surprising. This is more like British zone to international tourism zone. And especially on streets like Girona, which is the British street, Lepanto, which is like in front, parallel street, and near hotels with international tourists. Of course, it's obvious that they give quite a good money for the business owners where they store their ATMs, where they install them. However, for people who try to withdraw their money, the commissions are just crazy. Sometimes they don't even give the money, withdraw the money. There's some error in the system and they keep your money, they keep your card sometimes, and you just don't know what to do because it's not a bank system. It's just an international independent company, so you don't know where to go, whom to call, and what basically to do. And we don't need these issues. So just in case, make sure that if you withdraw your money somewhere, make sure that it's an ATM of the official bank here in Spain, because even if something happens with this ATM machine, you will be able to call bank and immediately they will help you out. And now, what about the weather here in Spain? Well, the good news is that the rain is almost over. Today we do have a little bit of sunshine, and the same will be happening tomorrow. Just a little bit of clouds, but definitely no rain. The only rainy day left is this Wednesday, as you can see it here on the map. It will be raining in quite a lot of places, including here Benidorm region and Alicante too. However, starting from then, the last day of rain will bring us a lot of sunshine afterwards, and it's going to be sunny from Thursday onwards. So those of you who are coming this week, it's just one day of rain and then you'll be able to enjoy the sunshine back again. Temperatures are typical to what we used to have the previous days without no major changes. Today more or less it's 17-18 degrees outside, but by Thursday we'll have all entire 20 to 21 degrees on the sunshine. In Alicante will be around 18, Barcelona 18, Granada 21, Malaga and Sevilla between 18 and 20 degrees, Murcia 18, Balearic Islands 21, Canarian Islands very sunny and warm 23 to 24, and Valencia 16 degrees today. This is the amazing weather that is waiting for us this week, and finally we will recover our lovely sunshine back in Benidorm. This is it for today, my dears. I hope you enjoyed watching today's latest news update from Spain and Benidorm region, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new video where we will be checking top 9 campings here in Benidorm zone, so that you would know which ones do we have, what do they offer, and what the options are if you love this type of tourism. See you then. Bye.